career to pursue a career in politics. Funke Akindele has indeed been unveiled as a running mate to the Lagos PDP governorship candidate Olajide Adediran-Ojando. Well, at that presentation ceremony in Ikorodu, the Nollywood actress, who is right here with me in our Lagos studio, says that the need to bring positive change to women, youth, and children informed her acceptance of the choice. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the program. Well, a lot of Nigerians, in fact, even beyond, are used to hearing announcements about a new movie, a new body of work, maybe a new brand endorsement, and all of that from you. But like a lightning out of nowhere, they saw that you're now the running mate to the PDP governorship candidate. And the question for a lot of people, well, questions, but let me start with this. For how long has this been in the works?
Okay, thank you, Coyote, for the question. First, I need to let people know something. I am very, very compassionate about people. People working with me, children, you know. I've been working on film production as a filmmaker for over 2 decades, and I've been running a company for over 14 years in one studio, in one production. And I deal with a lot of people every day. I've been churning out content for over 17 years, and working with people, managing people, is a lot of work. And I can still churn out good content, so I've been doing it on a smaller scale. And I'm so passionate about people, you understand? Ensuring that they're living in a good condition, even health, even in the studio, we have hospitals. You know, we provide a good, conducive environment for the staff, for the workers, with the strength of over 100 staff. And over the years, I've worked with over 7,000 people, you understand, production team. Now I've been doing it on a smaller scale. And all along, I faced different challenges as a Lagosian, living in Lagos, you know. And I look at it, are we going to continue like this? No, I'm tired of talking. Let's do something about it. So I've been thinking about it. I'd like to do this on a big scale. I'd like to better the lives of people and living in Lagos. And when this opportunity came quickly, I jumped on it.
And that was when?
Yes. Pretty, like 2-3 months, yes.
2-3 months ago. So you became a full member of the PDP 3 months ago?
Yes.
Thereabouts.
Yes.
Quite interesting. Now, we'll talk about your political capital, but a lot of people are still trying to get used to seeing you as a politician rather than a Nollywood actress. And you've heard of Volodymyr Zelensky, for example, the Ukrainian president. And, I mean, that's a comedian and actor who became president and has done, I mean, quite well for himself, some people would say. So is that what inspired you? I'm still trying to understand what inspired you. Is it you've seen the story of Volodymyr Zelensky and perhaps some others who have done well in politics and you thought, I can do this?
No. That's not it. Yes, I admire them. Yes, they've done so well. Yes, they inspired me, part of it. But majorly, it's because I'm a Lagosian. I live in Lagos. I do not like how we live in Lagos. The standard is pretty low. Lagos is suffering from infrastructure decay and deficit. It is sad. We need to do something. The young people need to come out. We keep complaining, hiding behind our keypads, typing on Twitter, on social media. This is the time to step in and correct so many wrongs, be part of the system. So when our gubernatorial candidate, Dr. Abdulaziz Alajide Jando, approached me, I was so much impressed. You know, the burning desire for a change to better the lives of Lagosians, I must say, it is so infectious.
So essentially, he was the one that came to you and said, okay, let's do this.
Yes. And quickly, I jumped at it because this is what I've always wanted. And I'm also tired of how things are going on in Lagos.
Ever since your announcement, or at least since the feelers were out, because the feelers were out before the eventual confirmation from you and, of course, from the candidate, there had been a lot of debate about you personally. And I wonder how you're taking all of that on board. You trend from time to time, and I think that's one of the things you have for you. So how are you handling all of the debate, the controversies about your personal life now, politics added to it? How are you taking all of that on board?
Well, it's normal. If you're in the limelight, people are going to talk about you. This is a new terrain for me, I must say, and it's normal for people to kind of feel like, is it possible? Can she do it? This is not movie making. She's a comedian. We're not here to play. This has to do with life of Lagosians. People living in Lagos, you know, are we going to toy with it? Are we going to turn it into comedy? No, we have blood flowing in my veins. I face a lot of challenges my day-to-day activities, running a studio for over 14 years. It's not easy. I'm in the system. I'm in the pain. We all know where the shoe pinches us. Kyle, you know what you go through in the States. You wake up as early as 5 a.m., you come back till midnight. Sometimes, you know, it's a lot. So now I want to go in there for the children, for women, for the young people, for the youth. I'm so bothered about them.
You know, quite interesting points you make. But so you've talked about the build-up to this. But, you know, politics, governance is different from showbiz. There's no cut in politics. Yeah. There's no, you know, opportunity for post-production, no Photoshop, no effects. I mean, things come at you so fast. You have the lives of over 20 million people depending on the decisions you make. So it's a different ballgame entirely. There are some things you can still cover up. You know, showbiz, really. You can cover up some things and put up a front and try to make things look good. I mean, you can just switch into character right now. But with governance, it's a different ballgame. And you've alluded to that. How well do you have a grasp of the challenges facing Lagosians, and how well do you have the solutions at hand? Because it's one thing to talk, but bringing all that on board is another ballgame entirely.
Okay, thank you, Kadi. Firstly, like I said earlier on, I face a lot of challenges, and I've worked with over 7,000 people, you know, to create a production team. I've worked with a lot of professionals. I listen to them, the problems they go through. I try to prefer a solution with the little that I have, you understand? I felt, we know where the shoe pinches us. I feel the pain. I experience it. That is why I'm coming in. And with Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Jando, the gubernatorial candidate, PDP, for 2023, you understand, he also feels it. He's built a structure for over 7 years, educating people on the need for positive change. I always talk about this underneath. Now, with someone like that, I spent over 7 years reaching out to the grassroots, explaining to the youth the reason why we need to vote. We need to do the proper thing. We need to get the right people in here. And we are tired of what we're experiencing for over how many years. But now for Dr. Lajide and I, we're bringing in fresh energy, creative ideas, you know, people-centered governance. You understand? We intend to work with professionals in all sectors, devoid of nepotism or tribalism. We want to do it right.
You know, I looked through your some of the statements you've put out, and one of the, you know, the messagings you have put out is that this is Lagos for Lagos. You said that a breath of fresh air.
Exactly.
And you talked about bringing in new ideas. I mean, some see Lagos as the standard, the gold standard for states in Nigeria. They say, oh, look at Lagos, copy what Lagos is doing. So for some people, Lagos seems to already be that, you know, that goal, as they say. So what would you say is the biggest challenge in Lagos, and what solution do you have for it?
Okay, thank you, Gadi. I said earlier on, we're suffering from infrastructure decay and deficit. Yes, Lagos is a metropolitan city. It's large, sophisticated. You understand? It's a commercial and tech hub. People come in and out to do business here. We shouldn't be talking about bad roads. We shouldn't be talking about, you know, poor health system. Look at the children. We have over 2 million children out of school. Why?
In Nigeria or in Lagos?
In Lagos, here. It is bad. So we are coming in with Lasabeb. Yes. So we need to do something about it. By the time you say education is free, do they have free uniforms? Can't we provide at least one free meal for them? Provide good learning and teaching aids? Train and retrain teachers? The women out there, we're empowering them. The young people, unemployed youths are out there. What programs do we have for them? Trying to empower them. Vocational skills acquisition for them. Exporting their talents. I'm in the entertainment sector. Now to put aside, sacrifice my career for this. For my people, for Nigerians, for Lagosians in general. For my children. For myself.
When you speak about the infrastructure deficit, at the root of building infrastructure is funding. And if Lagos is one of the most, at least, liquid states in terms of revenue generation, you'd expect that at least infrastructure shouldn't be a challenge. So clearly, funding will be a big deal. So how do you plan to, yes, you say infrastructure is a major deal, but how do you plan to bridge that gap in terms of getting the revenue to pump into that?
Okay, thank you, Kadi. Presently, we're working with a strategic team, with blueprints. And of course, I'm going to keep talking about it soon because we want to prefer a solution, as a concern. We want to prefer a solution whereby we have the data. You understand? We just don't want to build a Lagos based on assumptions. You understand? So we're working with a strategic team to get enough data on that, and I'll touch more on that. But majorly, I am coming in for the children, for the women, for the young people, to support the governor, you understand, without getting a second opinion, to do what is right, to get professionals in all sectors. So along the line, I'll be letting out what all our plans.
When you say without getting second opinion, what exactly do you mean?
By deciding ourselves, by doing things the proper way, according to the law, not waiting for any other person to tell us what to do.
So you're saying the current Lagos decisions are not made by, one person?
I am saying that a lot is going wrong in Lagos. I don't want to really touch some party, understand? I just want to stay focused on the problems we're going through and try to propose a solution. I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of typing. I'm coming in now to make a change. I'm a mother, don't forget. You understand? I've worked with different people from all walks of life for over 17 years. You understand? So I know where the shoe pinches. I feel their pulse. I've been turning out contents to people. I've been able, you understand, to make them happy. I know what the audience wants. Now I know what I go through also. So now that I've been able to do that with my business, I can do that in the States too. What is important is you are emotionally intelligent as a leader.
So it's been said that parties essentially want to win elections. That's why they make decisions they make, And some have said that your choice as a running mate essentially is meant to bring your clout, your capital as an entertainer, a Nollywood actress, someone who is established in that sector. Try to convert it into politics. But if there's anything, we've seen entertainers, we've seen, actors and people in Nollywood try to cross over to politics, and it's been quite tricky. So how do you plan to convert your capital in that sector into political capital? Not forgetting that in this race, you'll be facing people who have at least a party that has never lost elections. You'll be facing those you might describe as political heavyweights. So how do you plan to transfer that capital in the entertainment industry into politics?
Okay, firstly, I want to say a big thank you to my fans for believing in me over the years, my followers. It's not easy churning out content. People see filmmaking as funny. It takes a lot, pain, dedication, passion, sweat, to do it. And now I've mastered the craft, so it looks easy to people. Now I have the fans and followers. I feel their pain. I hear people nag. I watch the TV. I listen to the news. You understand? I also feel the pain. I see it. So I'm going out there now to prefer a solution. I'm going in for my fans, for my followers, for Lagosians. It's time for a positive change for the youth, for the women, for the children. Now, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediro, over 7 years, has been building this structure. At the grassroots level, he knows what they need. He knows the problems they're facing. He's been doing it for over 7 years. He has the numbers. I have the numbers. I have fans and followers. I'm true to myself, Coyote.
Can you put a figure to the followers, what you're expecting?
So I have over 20 million fans.
On social media?
On social media.
And they're not...
The grassroots. What about the grassroots?
Exactly.
The grassroots are lots of people.
Because, politics, they say, is not on social media.
Exactly. It's the grassroots. They are my fans. They film me. You know that.
Outside of Ikorodu?
Yes, outside of Ikorodu. I have fans at the grassroots level everywhere. And I'm true to myself. What I'm coming in for is to better the life of Lagosians. I am tired of typing. I'm tired of talking. I want a positive change. I want to get into power to propose solutions to the major problems we're going through, with the support, by supporting my governor.
Yeah, I was going to say cut. I know we're on scene right now, but
no.
The role of a deputy governor, some would say it's just a mere formality. You can't do much, they say, without your principal giving you the leeway or saying,
exactly,
do this and do that. So again, how well would you be able to influence the policies that will be made, the kinds of programs? I mean, you said you're a woman and you have a heart for children and all of that. So what kind of say do you have? Because you just joined the party 3 months ago. So in terms of that working relationship and how much value you would have?
Dr. Adediro is someone that listens. He has listening ears. He listens. You understand? It carries his people along. I am not a figurehead. We're going to talk about it together. We're going to make the decisions together. I am coming in for the women, like I said, the children and the youth. Anything to make life easier for them, to empower the young people. I will do it, and I'll be listened to. We're doing it together.
All right. So let's talk about your Ikorodu fan base, or do I say voter base right now. It is said that at least there's a huge voting population in Ikorodu, and it looks like it'll be a major battleground. Yes, you have fans on social media. Yes, you may have people that love the Jennifer personality, what you do on screen. But how confident are you? And I imagine you've gone on the streets, you've gone from maybe local government to local government, you've gone to the grassroots. What kind of feedback are you getting from the people?
Very positive feedback, I must say. Where I was unveiled as the deputy governor candidate for PDP, it was awesome. The reception was wonderful. The Ikorodu people are waiting. They can't wait to vote. Majorly, you know that youths are aware now. Everyone is aware of what is happening. They are tired. They want a change. That's why people are getting their PVCs. They're ready to vote 2023. They're ready to correct so many wrongs. So people of Ikorodu are ready for me.
And they have given you their word.
Exactly. They're giving me their word.
But why the PDP, Funke? There are a lot of young people that would say APC.
Exactly.
PDP. They're the same, and there seems to be a push now on social media, and they're saying it's translating on the ground, gravitating towards something else entirely. So why the PDP if you really want to make that change? Okay,
Kayode, I've received a lot of backlash for that. Yes, a lot of blogs, a lot of people have been talking about it. Why they bought you, this, that. No, Kayode, no. You need a party with a structure if you want to win. A viable party. And PDP is strong. We need PDP to take over. It's got structure. That's why I'm there. And the governorship candidate is the right person for Lagos State.
Again, how much change would you be able to make in that structure, really? Because that is a structure that some have held on to for decades. You know what they say, the new kid on the block can't do much. You have to first bow to the powers that be. In fact, before your ideas will probably be listened to, it might take some time. So really, how much change can you make in that party? Okay, for Dr. Adediro and I, we're going to make a lot of change when we get there because we're going to win 2023. Because, like I said, we're young. We've got fresh energy. We've got creative ideas. We're bringing new things to the table, a breath of fresh air, a clear departure from the norm. Let's give this a try. The young people, everybody keeps saying, let youths come out, let the young people come out. We are out now. We need to get there, correct so many wrongs. Give us a chance, and we'll make a difference. Incidentally, you have a lot of colleagues in the scene. Yes. Some of them have even ventured into politics. Some of them have come out complaining, saying, goodness, politics is a dirty game. Some have said, no way, I'm not trying this again. Some have been successful even here in Lagos. And I'm thinking, just how much of support are you counting on from your colleagues in the industry? We've seen some of them declare support, for example, for the ruling party here in Lagos State. So are you counting on support from your colleagues? Maybe that also can help you. Yes, Kayode, I also thought of it that politics is a dirty game, but some dirty people are in politics. So let us go in there and clean it up. My colleagues, I know they will support me. They've seen my works over the years. They know how dedicated I am, how disciplined I am, how consistent I've been over the years. So they will. And those that want to support the other party, everybody has a right to whoever they want to support. Yeah, so it's fine. All right. Well, we'll take a break very soon, and we'll take a look at the major issues: the traffic, infrastructure, the economy of Lagos, the security. That's perhaps one of the most important things right now. So we'll go on a break right now. I'd like you to take a break. It's been quite an interesting conversation. So we'll take a break. And when we return, we'll continue our conversation with the deputy governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Funke Akindele. Plus, we speak with 35-year-old governorship candidate in Osun State on his plans for the state and what he brings on board. He's not too young to run this evening, so please stay with us. Welcome back to the program. Let's continue our conversation with Funke Akindele, the deputy governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party here in Lagos. Well, she's a face you most times see on movie sets, but right now she's on Politics Today set, and we're discussing the politics of Lagos State. Thank you for staying with us. Just before the break, I gave you some hints into, the next line of conversation now. Specifics further, and I listed 4 major challenges. I'll start with traffic, the traffic situation in Lagos. One of the very first things you said this evening is that some people leave home really early to get home at midnight, and that's the life. There's a report that was done chronicling just how much of people's years they spend in traffic here in Lagos. So is there an easy fix for the traffic situation in Lagos for your party?
Okay, on my part?
For the party, yeah.
Okay, for my party. Jandor and I have a lot of work to do, I must say. Starting from the bad roads. The roads, they're so bad, you see a lot of deep dead potholes. Even the traffic lights, you understand? Things are not professionally done. They're not properly done due to nepotism, tribalism, favoritism. When we get there, we're going to correct a lot of things and ease the problems, ease a lot of problems Lagosians are going through concerning traffic.
Let's talk security as well.
Okay.
We've had a series of incidents, people getting robbed in traffic, smash and grab, and a host of others, and this seems to persist. What will be your party's solution to that?
Like I said, we're suffering from infrastructural decay and deficit. There are no traffic lights. The bad roads.
I'm talking security now.
Yes, it leads to security. Because if the roads are good, if there's no traffic, if there's lights, and also if we put in the proper structure, this will not happen. So we have a lot in stock.
Don't you think it's also because there are a lot of young people out there
exactly
who don't have jobs, who don't have things to do? So they take on these vices just to get by, and then there's a security angle as well. So speak to that. Okay,
you said a lot of young people out there, they're not empowered, they're unemployed, they don't know what to do, they just keep getting into trouble, doing the wrong things, robbing and the rest. That's why I said I'm there for the young people. I'm coming in to represent them, to empower them.
How?
To provide skills acquisition, vocational skills acquisition, encourage them to be educated. You understand? When you empower people, when you organize seminars, you speak to them, workshops, they will be busy. When they have things they're doing that can better their lives and that of their families, export their talents, they will be so willing to do the right thing.
Let's wind down on this one. I'm actually torn between 2 questions, but I'll make it just one. And it's about the ports here in Lagos. Lagos is a major port hub. The quantum of imports and exports that come through Lagos is quite mind-blowing. But getting goods clear